Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Authorities, dear guests. Welcome to the European and Asiatic Forum. This year we are celebrating the 73rd anniversary of the end of the Second World War, bringing about the defeat of the Nazism and fascism. Conoscere Eurasia is something that we wanted to celebrate with a show of pictures of that was organized in Verona up until Saturday, October 24th, and with a concert of the Red Army that is to be held tomorrow at 8 p.m. at the Ristori Theatre in Verona. So before we start up the proceedings, I would like to invite you all to stay in silence for 1 minute to celebrate all the people who died in the war and all those who are dying worldwide at this very time.
Grazie.
Thank you. Welcome once again to Verona. Welcome to this beautiful venue, the Palazzo della Gran Guardia, that the Mayor of Verona, our dear friend Mr. Fabio Tosi, offered us once again. In 2008, the forum was started up to strengthen the dialogue, friendship, and economic relationship and trade relationship between Italy, Europe, and the Russian Federation. As from 2012, our horizons widened up so as to include also the People's Republic of China. This year, we have over 700 people, delegates from different countries and from banks, coming from Russia, China, India, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Ukraine, Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, and South Korea. Most of the managers of the company here represented come from Italy, of course, and from other European countries, including Germany, France, Belgium, Greece, Slovakia, Czech Republic. For the first time ever, businesses and banks from the US are here being represented. Politicians, delegates of government, business managers and banking managers are here to promote a new political dialogue with an innovative vision of international relations. Now, I would like to thank the speakers, the most authoritative, and I would like to say that this is not just any forum. This is the permanent forum, which is a point of reference for our country, for Italy, Europe, and Eurasia. This is the European and Asiatic Forum, where investment banks, development banks, state agencies, sovereign funds and private equity funds are ready to grasp the opportunities coming from the potential financing of small and big companies in European and Asia. This is economic and political space that covers the whole of the world, from Lisbon to Shanghai. This is why I would like to thank, while opening the proceedings, the International Economic Forum in St. Petersburg, who's a partner of Conoscere Eurasia. I would like to thank them for their support. I would like to thank also the President Romano Prodi, our supporter in Italy. He is the supporter. He is part of the scientific Committee. I would also like to thank the Minister for Constitutional Reforms and Parliamentary Relations of the Italian Republic, Mrs. Maria Elena Boschi, who, being here, shows that the Italian government is fully aware of how important Eurasian countries are for the development of international economy and for Italian companies. The Minister for Economic Development, Mrs. Guidi, who's going to be here tomorrow, who has already been involved in the panel discussion that was held at the previous edition of the International Economic Forum in St. Petersburg, the Minister for Trade and Industry of the Russian Federation, who's going to take the floor tomorrow to highlight the important role being played by Russia in the Euro-Asiatic Union and in the framework of the Shanghai Operation and within the BRICS countries. The Minister for the Transport of the Russian Federation, Mr. Sokolov, and Mr. Godzi, the Secretary of State of Russia and Belarus, Mr. Rapota, who's been supporting us ever since the forum was established, the Minister of the Economic Committee, Tatiana Balovava, and Timur Selemenov, who are constantly very next to us, the Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, Mr. Alexei Meshkov, that has always been a stark supporter of our initiative, the Vice Minister Mikhnevich of Belarus, Anatoly Yanovsky, the President of Konfindustria, Alexander Shokin, who's also the President of the Scientific Committee of the Eurasiatic Forum, and the President of the Association of Russian Banks, Gergin Tasunev. Would go all my acknowledgement. I would also like to thank Razov, the Ambassador of the Russian Federation to Italy, who's been supporting our initiatives, as well as Evgeny Shestakov, the Ambassador of Belarus to Italy, Sirgis Gavarian, the Ambassador of Armenian Republic to Italy, Basanta Kumar Gupta, the Ambassador of the Indian Republic to Italy, and Cesare Maria Ragaglini, the Italian Ambassador to the Russian Federation, who's also contributing to our initiative. To all of them go my acknowledgement. I would also like to thank our partners in Intesa San Paolo, Mr. Gian Bazzoli, Gross Pietro, Gosman Bank, and I would like to thank personally Andrea Akimov, who's always been a supporter of our activities. I would also like to thank Visa Holding Center, Alexander Abranov, and to Sergei Karol, and would also like to thank Banca Intesa Russia, Coe Clerici, Accenture, as well as media partners. I would like to acknowledge also all the chair people of the forum, all those of the Conoscere Eurasia members, people from Italy, China, Russia, Belarus, that on a voluntary basis work so as to let us hold our meetings. Among the speakers, we are very honored to have Natalia Komarova for the first time, the governor of the Khanty-Manchursk region, as well as Marina Kavtuf, the governor of the Murmansk, and Eugeny Kuvyashik, the governor of the Sveldrovsk region, as well as Leonid Michelson, the CEO of Novatek, the most important industry in the energy sector, Mr. Nikin, for strategic initiatives, and Vladimir Lebedev, the counselor to the mayor of Moscow. I would also like to say that Giancarlo Bruno, the senior director of the World Economic Forum of Davos, will contribute in the session devoted to economics and finance. I would also like to thank all the delegates who, being here so numerous, are an evident sign of the important role being played by the relations with the European and Asian worlds. The forum, another forum was held in Milan, Trento, Napoli, and Catania. I would also like to acknowledge most warmly a very important guest, somebody who made our forum make an important step forward, both in terms of content and in terms of international relations. I'm thinking about Igor Sechin, the president and CEO of Rosneft, the most important oil company worldwide. On October 17th, 2013, at this forum, we were envisaging a positive outlook with growing numbers in terms of trade between Italy and the Russian Federation. Those figures were then confirmed by the final results of the year. Endogenous factors and exogenous factors to economics that took place in 2014 stopped this growth, triggering a crisis that is made of declining figures and loss of trust. We are opening the European and Asiatic Forum in a more positive attitude if compared to last year for a whole set of reasons. First, there's a new awareness underway from the geopolitical point of view at an international level, so much so that we consider that Russia is all important to meet the emergencies that are now threatening the safety and security of the international populations. The second reason is that the economic crisis is slackening so much so that we are about to recover, and we are certainly waiting for a recovery in 2016. With this new confidence and hope, we look at the new alliance between European and Asiatic countries, with over 178 million inhabitants, covering an area of 20 million square kilometers. The European and Asiatic Union is one of the most important players in the world exchequer. This is a strategic area which is vital for our businesses, always also with an eye to the negotiations underway with further 40 countries, including China, India, Pakistan, Vietnam, Turkey, Egypt, Israel, that are all interested in being included so as to develop a common space in the world of economics and trade. This forum for 8 years has allowed all delegates to get to know each other and establish and cooperate with the great support of banking institutions that finance the development of energy sources, both standard and alternative energy sources, promoting the export of machinery and equipment and consumer products, thus contributing to the development of the well-being of peoples, forgetting any fanaticism and integralism. The governments, many company delegates, the many banks that are here present to this forum, tell us that we have to start again, we must start again. And having said this much, it is a great honor for me to open the European and Asiatic Forum, thanking you all again and wishing the proceedings every success.